Hello friends, we are solving the HackerRank linked list module, and this is the 12th question in the list, which is the cycle detection. So this question is saying that, let's say we have a linked list like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and after this, the next field of 5 points to the node 3. So if I have something like this, in that case, we'll say that there is a cycle in the linked list. But if my linked list is like this, that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the next field of 5 node is null, we'll say that this does not contain a cycle. So if my linked list contains a cycle, as the diagram earlier suggested, let's make a fresh one. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the next field of 5 is pointing at the node number 3. To detect if there is a cycle in the linked list, let's take the concept of the fast and the slow pointer. Here we will refer to them as the rabbit and the tortoise. So you must have heard about the story wherein the rabbit and the tortoise are there, and the tortoise runs slow and rabbit runs fast. So just using that concept, we are taking this tortoise and rabbit at the same position wherein they will start the race. The tortoise will move one node, whereas the rabbit will move 2 nodes ahead. So I'm just moving this tortoise to the next node and rabbit to third node from the first, because rabbit takes 2 steps. Then I'm moving this tortoise to the next node and rabbit to the 2 nodes ahead. Then I'm making this tortoise to the next node from 3 to 4 and rabbit from 5 to 3 and then 3 to 4, 2 steps. This way, the rabbit and the tortoise are reaching to the same node. It will suggest that there is a cycle in the linked list. So what I have done, I have initialized the rabbit and the tortoise pointer to point at the first node. Then I have asked the rabbit to move to 2 steps and tortoise to move to 1 step. In case the tortoise and the rabbit reach to the same node after the movement, we will say that there is a cycle in the linked list. Now let's take a linked list which does not have a cycle. So let's say this is the linked list which does not have a cycle. It has odd number of the nodes. So T and R at the same position. Tortoise 1 step, rabbit 2 step. Tortoise 1 step, rabbit 2 steps. So rabbit reaches at the last node, and the next field of the last node is null. So we will say that there is no cycle in the linked list. Let's take an example which contains the even number of the nodes. For example, this linked list which has 6 nodes, which is even number of the nodes. So T and R at the same position, tortoise and rabbit. Tortoise takes 1 step, rabbit takes 2 steps. Tortoise takes 1 step, rabbit takes 2 steps. Tortoise takes 1 step, reaches at 4. Rabbit in first go reaches to 6, and then in the next go it becomes null. So since rabbit has become null, this linked list does not contain a cycle. So either R becomes null or R dot next becomes null. This is the terminating condition, and here we can say that the linked list does not contain a cycle. So in this case, we have to return 1 or 0. If the linked list contains a cycle, we have to return 1, otherwise we have to return 0. So here is a code for this. It is expecting that a bool value, it means true or false, should be returned. Head is given. I have taken the tortoise T and rabbit R at the same node, that is the first node. I have also taken a flag which is initialized to 0. This is the terminating condition which says that if R is null or R dot next is null, it means the linked list does not contain a cycle. I am moving this T to the next node and rabbit 2 steps. Means the rabbit has been updated twice to reach to the 2 nodes ahead. If the tortoise and the rabbit after this increment are at the same location, we will say that there is a cycle. For indicating so, we are taking a flag and that is set to 1, and we will break from this loop. If the flag is 1 after this loop, it means we have to return true. There is a cycle in the linked list, otherwise there is no cycle in the linked list. So return false. Let's run this code. You can see that the sample test cases have got passed. And all of the test cases have also got passed. So thanks for watching this video.